Hello everyone, it's Vicki here today designing for Bramble Fox, and I am using one of the perspectives from the store, which is Everyday Matters, and I'm scrapping with the Simple Stories Vintage Lemon Twist collection. So you saw there the perspective and the photos I'm going to use. This is an old scrap piece of cardstock that I am going to use as a template. I did some mixed media on it which I didn't use, and I'm just going to use it as a template. So first of all, I have to make sure it's square. That helps. And then I want to mark out on here the centre of the page so that I know where that is. And I want to do a sunburst design. Haven't done one for a while, so I thought it would be fun to do one. And I'm going to draw out all the sunbursts I want to cut for my template. So I'm going to leave a little gap between each one. I want some white to show through. So I'm going to just basically draw this on, going sort of each side and putting little X's in the bits I'm going to get rid of, and a wavy line in the bits I'm going to keep. You'll see how that's going to go in a second. Each one sort of gets drawn out on the page, and then just marking them so that I remember what's what, although it's actually fairly obvious because the ones I'm not keeping are quite small. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to erase the wobbly lines. No, maybe I'm not. Yes, no, I am. So I'm just cutting off the piece that I don't need altogether. I'm going to erase those wobbly lines just so that they're little blank areas. I don't know why I put them in there. So once they're gone, it's easier sort of to see which are the bits that I want. And I'm going to number those on the template so that you can, so that I don't forget which one is which later. So I'm going to cut them out, skip through that because you don't need to watch me cutting them all out. And I'm going to put them to one side because now I'm going to use them as my template on this 6x8 paper pad. So they're all going to fit on there because I went to the centre of the page, so none of the pieces are bigger than the 6 inches. I'm just choosing a few papers from this pad and I'm going to cut my little segments. I choose all different colours, and what I decide to do is sort of almost do a rainbow. So I start with yellow, then go through the teals and then to the blacks. And I'm going to use my templates on each one. Some of them I'm going to use the reverse side, so that's why I haven't got 10 out. Okay, so I'm going to draw around each of my template where they fit on the page and cut them out. And again, I'm going to skip through that in a second because you don't need to watch me do that to all of them. I'm numbering them on the back so that I don't forget which one is which. And I'm just going through the papers and doing each one. Okay, so we're going to skip through that now. And there they all are laid out on the page. So that's sort of the look I'm going for with my photos. I'm going to distress the edges of each of these wedges. And again, in a moment, I'll skip through that. But I'm just using a distress edge tool there. And that does each of them nicely. Okay, now I'm going to stick them down. I'm going to start with that centre one and then look at the edge pieces because I wanted to make sure that they were spread out nice and evenly on the page. There we go. So I'm going to stick each one down. And you can see there the yellow through the teal, through the black, with all the colours there. And I think that looks quite nice to do it that way. Okay, almost all down. The gap there is a little bit small at the top, but I like bookmarks. And then off camera, I put a stitch in a coordinating colour through the centre of each of those lines. And it was a headache because I was having trouble threading the needle. The thread snapped a couple of times. But anyway, there we are. It happened. It all happened in the end, and I'm quite happy with how that looks. So we're back to the page. I want to keep my title down there near the black pieces because I think it helps it to pop off the page. And I'm just going to pick out a few embellishments. There's lots of embellishments in this collection, so there's plenty to choose from. And I'm just going to sort of put them around the photo and the title, and just, bring some focus to the photos. And the background on the photos is very black, so those photos pop nicely anyway and match so well with this collection. Okay, so I'm just putting out some lemons. I want to have squeeze the day on this, that little tag there, so lemons work really well, and always butterflies. I like that little sticker, that 3D sticker at the bottom on the black section. I think that works really well down there. So I want to use that. And then I'm just going to cut some of the white off of the edges of the butterflies. There's 4 butterflies there. I'm going to skip through that, but that's what I did in that little bit there. I just didn't want the white edges to be there. I do cut off a little tiny piece off of this cluster. I thought there was just a bit too much white in one area, so I cut that off. And I'm just looking at what I'm going to do next. I'm going to put some tissue paper on the back of my photos, again just to add a little bit of separation from them and the page. And when I cut these off, I do actually rip some off the corner of one, but it overlaps and it doesn't really notice, so it's not a big deal. I could have laid it up again, but I wasn't too concerned. Just cutting the edge off roughly. This doesn't need to be perfect. And then I'm going to put some black foam. Doesn't matter what colour foam it is, but I just happen to have black there. I'm just going to put some foam on the back of the photos just to raise them off the page. And as the bottom one's overlapping, it's just a slightly narrower piece of foam on there. Okay. So I'm going to cut the white off of this piece as well. I just prefer not to have the white on them when they're on the coloured backgrounds. And now I'm going to stick down my photos because they're definitely going where they are. I just want to get them in place so that I can start sticking all of these embellishments down. That big embellishment I really like with the lemon and I think that's a pear on there. Oh no, it's another lemon and a butterfly. I'm just going to stick that onto foam on the left there, and that will slightly overlap the picture. And I'm also going to cut the edge off of this lemon here. Even though it's on a white background, I just wanted it to blend underneath there. I'm going to keep the white on that other lemon there. Okay, so now I want to think about sticking down my title and where exactly I'm going to put that. I want it to be mostly on top of the black, but I also don't want it to sit on top of things because I want to be able to stick it to the page. So I do tuck it slightly underneath that cluster that I just added to the right of the photo. And I'm using Scotch tacky glue on there in a fine line bottle, and that works really well for the perspectives. I'm going to put a bit of foam onto the back of that banner that says squeeze the day, just to pop that up. And I know it's popped up on things that are already popped up, and I don't mind that in my album, so that works for me. Okay, there's another 3D sticker there, which is just some lemons and a butterfly, and I'm going to put that at the bottom left of the photo to balance out the cluster on the right. And I'm going to add the butterflies that I already cut out. I'm going to put the teal ones on the teal section and the yellow ones on the yellow section, although I'm not technically doing tone on tone really. I guess to a degree I am. There we go. We're getting nearer the end now. Just going to use one of these chipboard stickers. A few of these chipboard stickers actually. I'm going to use some hearts just dotted around the page. First of all, who doesn't love a good heart? Then I want to use that little stamp that says 5 cents juicy, and I think that looks quite nice there. It just brings a bit of the black over to that side of the page. And I've got this puffy foam sticker, which is a lemon, and I'm just going to stick that with the other lemon on the left. definitely getting to the end now. I'm going to put in this little foam sticker that says Happy Day. I'm just going to tuck that in underneath that 3D sticker there under the title. And then I'm going to put this title that says Squeeze the Day at the top as well. The black and white, I thought that looked really cute. And that's it, that's the final layout. I hope you like it and it inspires you for using your perspectives. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you do. There's some close-ups coming up for you to have a look at. I will put a link to the perspective in the Bramble Fox store below so that you can see it. And if you have any questions, please do let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, in the meantime, this has been Vicki for Bramble Fox. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.